Dave Santarelli here from BreakingChartAlerts.com. I just wanted to do our end of the day recap video here, go over some current trades, analysis, and show you guys what the market's doing here. So let's get started. Let's take a look here at SPY and Qs. Now, if you take a look at SPY here, we were talking about this morning. You could see that so far we're failing at that 20 SMA. We were talking about that in our class that we had the other day, and we were also talking about this in yesterday's market recap video. We were talking about if we got up to that 20 and failed and head lower, then we're going to be looking at some puts today. And what we did today is we took our trade challenge account here. We got into a couple of SPY puts. We locked in over a 71% gain on those SPY puts in a short period of time. The trade challenge account, we ended the day with almost $1,000 profit for the day on the trade challenge account. The main account here, we closed out a spread on, let's see, what did we close out? Order status. We closed out our Snapchat trade first thing in the morning when we had that big pop on Snapchat. So if you take a look here on Snap, you could take a look and see this morning we had a nice climb. We were up over $24.40 a share in the morning here. And what we had was the 22.50, 23.50 vertical call spread on Snapchat. So we ended up selling that, and we closed that out for a 73% gain. We closed that out for a $773.39 profit in the main account. And then, like I said, in the trade challenge account here, we ended up buying some SPY puts as a hedge against some of our long trades here for the October 16th Expo.
Acquisition in the Delaware Basin and an operations update. That's November Oscar Golf.
So we ended up getting a SPY put hedge here on some of our longer term trades here for the October 16th Expo, like on American Airlines, Carnival Cruise Lines, Microsoft there. So we picked up some SPY puts. We made some great profits on the SPY puts, and we
going on that press release 50.
So we were able to lock in some really nice profits on those SPY puts. We got those SPY puts as a hedge on our trade challenge account there against our longs like American Airlines that doesn't expire until October 16th. Still bullish on that. You know, we'll probably average down on those trades. But for the meantime, on this pullback, we protected the account with these SPY hedge put trades here. So obviously puts, we're making money as the stock drops here. And as you can see on SPY, I mean, take a look here. Right when we were on YouTube this morning, right before the end there, we got into those SPY puts. And, you know, that was literally like right around 11 o'clock there. And we got into that around 3:41, and she dropped all the way down to $333 a share today. So that was a massive drop. We ended up locking in some gains early, but halfway through the cycle of BDM here. But what was nice is we locked in that 71% return, and then what we did is we used that $1,000 profit from those SPY puts, and we used that $1,000 profit to fuel another SPY put for next week's weekly or monthly expo, September 18th. So that's really good trade management and risk management and account management there, is locking in those profits and then using some or partial or all of those profits to fuel that next trade depending on the size of your account. And then what you're doing is you're using those profits to fuel that next trade, and then with the proper risk associated with that trade, like for example, if you have the max gain of a max loss of 50% on that second trade, well, if you just made $1,000 on that first trade, you put that $1,000 profit into the second trade, and you say, okay, max I'm willing to lose is 50%. And well, guess what? Even if that trade went against you, you're still ahead $500 there. So that's what's really important about hedging your long positions and adding when you're coming off that support area here. So we have some longer term trades for American Airlines, Carnival Cruise Lines, Microsoft, Amazon here going out. And we're going to be looking at those depending on what the market does here. So again, on SPY, you could see we got up to that 20 today. It was looking to be a great day. We locked in some profits when we were higher this morning. And then once we saw that pullback coming, that's when we entered into those SPY puts as that hedge. And we ended up coming out ahead for the day here. I mean, we're up significantly on the trade challenge account today from those SPY hedges, and then we're also up another 17% gain on the new September 18th 334 puts that we got for next week's expo on SPY with that hedge. So SPY hedge is looking great there. You could take a look at some of these stocks like Facebook, for example. Let's take a look at the 3-month daily. Facebook, we talked about that 270 as an important support area. We just blew through that 270 today. So I really think that we're going to be seeing the market pulling back the next few days here, in the next week. There's Facebook. Now take a look at Qs. Qs again came down to that 270. It held 270 for right now. But if we see a candle below that red 50 SMA here on the Qs, we're certainly going to be looking for that next support area of around 250, which is another 22-point drop or over a 10% pullback on NASDAQ. So that's something that's important we got to look at. And that's what's important about following a trade plan and being a disciplined trader, because when you have the right strategies to take advantage of these short-term pullbacks here against those long-term calls, if you have long-term calls that expire 2 months out, and you take advantage of short-term puts like this week's expo, well, you know what? Those short-term puts are going to make you much more of a profit than those long-term calls are losing. And then once you come down to that support and you lock in those profits on those puts, then you could look and say, okay, do I have enough time to add to those long calls, or do I want to get rid of those long calls and take a loss on that, even though we came out ahead with those SPY put hedges that we had? So it's really important, proper hedging, and that's going to be on our next class here. So our class next week is going to be for our elite yearly members, and it's going to be on the proper way to hedge your trades there when the market's going against you. And I'm going to show you the details of that in that next class. So again, today, markets pulled back. We had the highs this morning, just like yesterday. We had the highs early in the morning, and then we pulled back the rest of the day. So I'm expecting to see a little bit more selling pressure coming in tomorrow. We did have a big sell-off, though. Dow's down 405, NASDAQ's down 222, S&P's down about 60 points here. So it was a big sell-off from the highs this morning. I think we could see a little bit more of that now, and I also think going into the election we're going to see a further sell-off. So if that's the case, what we want to start doing is looking at gold, GOLD or GLD. GLD is a great spider ETF here for gold shares. So this one's going to be a nice one here. We were just coming off the highs from early August here, August 6th. We got all the way up to about $195 a share on gold, and I definitely think that we could be seeing another climb up to that 195 from now until election time. So that's going to be something we want to look at. This is a nice cyclical trade here. It's a safe haven stock or ETF to jump into ahead of this election. As hedge funds and institutional funds start selling off here, what they usually like to do is find those safe havens to put that cash, and they'll be putting it in things like the gold ETF, GLD. So great job today, guys. A lot of you learned a lot in yesterday's class. We had a great class yesterday, a lot of positive feedback from that, and a lot of lessons learned from that. A lot of members said, hey, those classes really helped me, and they ended up the day ahead today. Now, if you're making larger trades and you're seeing you're having big down days on days like today, well, it's either you're doing one of two things wrong. Either number one, you're making way too large of a trade during volatile times in the market, or number two, you're not properly hedging your trades. And that's the importance of these classes that I'm going to start doing now every single week here for the pro and the elite members. So the elite members are going to get access to the beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes, and then the pro traders are just going to get access to the the basic classes there and the intermediate classes. So it's really important to know how to properly hedge and take advantage of these pullbacks like we're seeing, especially when you're seeing the market pull back 2% like we've been seeing. 2% up, 2% down, 2% up. You could take advantage of that day trading, and then also those long-term calls. Like I said, you're protecting yourself with those short-term hedge puts like we did today, and we ended up the day in the green. Days realized gain here in the trade challenge account, $531.78. Unrealized in the trade challenge account, $213.27. And then in the main account here, the realized gain, $773.39. So, guys, I really look forward to our next class. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you're staying safe. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. You guys know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is Day Trade Friday. I'm really excited. Can't wait for it. If we see this type of volatility again tomorrow in the market, we're going to really be able to set ourselves up for nice trade setups and look for those 100-200% returns if we're seeing volatility like this on those short-term day trades tomorrow. So looking forward to it tomorrow, guys. Hope you guys have a great night. If you have any questions, please shoot us an email, support@breakingchartalerts.com, and I'd be happy to help you out. Take care, guys. Good night. God bless, and stay safe. Bye-bye.